What's going on, peeps? It's your boy K, aka Smooth Kid. Hope all is well out there on this beautiful morning, man. Definitely coming out the holidays. Happy Martin Luther King Day for sure, for sure. Even though that was yesterday, still his birthday. Nothing wrong with giving a man his flowers for sure. Yo, what's good though? Hope everything is well out there, man. You already know. First thing first is gotta break down this dollar. See what's going on, man. So much tension in the air right now with this geopolitical news that's just coming out. Right, you got Trump still talking about taking Greenland. Trump talking about applying tariffs to our allies, which is just crazy. So there's a lot of tension going on right now that could affect these markets, or going to affect these markets if Trump go ahead on and enact his aggressiveness when it comes to applying tariffs on these countries, especially our own allies. So he speaks tomorrow. If you're not aware, Trump speaks tomorrow. Let me look at the calendar right quick. Let's see. He actually speaks. Is that PM? Trying to see. It looks like he speaks in the morning at 7:30 in the morning. I would imagine. I don't think that's nighttime. So be aware that you got Trump speaking tomorrow. The market is definitely gonna be paying attention to his lingo, his vernacular. Like what is he actually gonna be saying? Because we all know Trump say whatever come out. Whatever he can think of. He don't have no holds bar when it comes to what he's going to say. And at the end of the day, he's the president of the United States. Whether he playing, whether he whatever, his his words hold weight. They manipulate these markets, whether it's bullish or bearish. His words means a lot. So paying attention to what he's saying, paying attention to what his cabinet, the members of his cabinet are doing and saying. Follow the money. At the end of the day, you can say you don't like politics, but it's just part of the game. So with that being said, that just kind of confirms our bias on what we want to see as far as the dollar. Uh, what's going on in the geopolitical aspect does come back to affect our economy, whether that's good or bad. Is going to ripple over into our economy. So, what Trump is doing, it can be explained in several different ways, but this is not the take for that. We just more so tracking, um, following what's really going on. We kind of reactors to the market. When you have situations like what's going on and it's affecting our dollar, as you see in your background screen. Um, right now we're looking at where we at and um, waiting to see how we're going to close the day. We already made the low. We already made the high of the day, and going back, this the high of the week, low of the week so far. So it could be, like I say, with Trump speaking tomorrow, is definitely going to cause a lot of different reactions. Whether that's going to be good, whether that's going to be bad, we don't know. It just depends on what he say. You know, yeah. So still want to have a bias on where we think the dollar is going to go. My bias that I had earlier in the week has definitely been violated. or invalidated. I'm gonna say use a better word. Up here around this range, we see we broke and we've just been bearish ever since then. Seems like we might want to kind of try to make some type of turnaround here. But this is a strong move back up to this May right here. Now we're actually right now reacting to it, so it's gonna be pivotal the next hour or so. The stock market ain't been open but about 30 minutes, and of course, we was closed yesterday for Martin Luther King Day, so it's a lot of catching up to do per se. It's gonna be a short week. It's gonna be a volatile week. So right now we're just sitting back trying to see how the dollar gonna play out. Right now, got the yen still slipping as well. Uh, we pay attention to the yen as well. And right now, I'm in this GJ trade, right? So kind of looking at the inverse reaction of what's really going on, and you can actually kind of see it for yourself. Where we got this bullish movement, possibly to continuation right here with GJ. Then if you look at the yen, I mean, you literally got the inverse, right? Got GJ that's in a bearish state, and we got this liquidity down here, right? Let's see if I can draw that up just to give a, we do this box, right? We got this batch of liquidity sitting down here, and if our bias is correct, and we continue to see the yen come back down here to this level, retest this level, then our bias here on GJ could continue to prove us right, where we continue to see this continuation with GJ and get up into this liquidity candle in this zone as well, where you see these stacked orders. We already here in a sense, as you can see how prices are reacting to this simple moving average here. So we at a pivotal level right now, critical level, to see how we're going to continue, have a bias on what the continuation could possibly be for this particular pair. Um, but those type of confluences is what you like to look for when you trading, man. Currencies are super volatile, man. You could be up 100 pips at any moment and down 100 pips the next session. So having a bias though, a top down bias, and being in that situation allows you to take that trade to more comfortably, to be in that position more comfortably. You don't want to be over. You don't want to be over leveraged. You want to be in a comfortable position. Uh, so as the trade is playing out, you don't feel tense. You don't feel anxious. You don't feel like, oh man, you don't want to make too many, you know, premature moves to actually fake yourself out of a good trade. And that's one of the things that you're going to have to learn to do as you become a a trader, right? Getting into a trade is the easy part, right? Lining it up on the charts, that's the easy part. But the hard part is actually managing your emotions once you're inside of the trade and being able to take your feelings out of it and let the market play out. I know that has been one of my biggest obstacles since I've been in this game is learning how to manage the emotions once you are in a trade and letting it play out, whether it hits your stop loss or it hits your TP. Let the trade play out. Give it breathing room to play out because there's going to be a lot of manipulation within that time frame that you're holding that trade. There's going to be a lot of manipulation, and that's just part of the psychology that comes with trading is to create that psychological fluctuation, so you can exit your position. So you can be in a sense exit liquidity if necessary. Thinking like a retail trader. It's just all part of growing pains when you get into this game. Like I say, the easy part is drawing the charts up. The hard part is managing your emotions when your trade going your way and when your trade not going your way, both ways. So take that as a gem, right? Take that as a note. It's something that you definitely gonna have to, you know, pay attention to. something you're gonna have to master. But right now, yeah, we kind of sitting back, seeing how we're gonna react. Um, got about a minute left in this counter. We in this trade live right now. I'm up about actually up about 30 pips. I actually got in this trade around about the 336 level. So we up about 30 pips right now, looking to see if for a strong movement up to this upside, so I can move my stop loss up into break even and just let the trade play out. Let it rock out. If it come back and hit my break even, that's fine. We live the trade another day. We keep our capital. We keep our emotions and psychological intact, and that's just part of the game that you can't take for granted, right? Is this skill set of being able to see the market, being able to extract money out of the market that's not actually intended for retail traders to even be in. Is more so intended for institutions, for them to be able to hedge their money, to be able to grow their money. It is not actually intended for us. So you have to be, you know, my words, grateful for being able to extract any money out of this game. So as we sit here, we watching this trade play out in real time, man. You know, um, like I say, it's a wonderful thing watching your trades play out in real time, being able to ride that wave out and not let your emotions get too caught up in the move. We up almost about 40 pips now, man. That's golden, right? That's golden. I feel like we got more room to keep going here this session. About another 70 pips before we reach this high. Now would be a good now would be a good area to move stop loss to break even as we continue to get above this simple moving average or EMA right here. Uh, that's what we want. Risk free trade at this point. Uh, shout out to anybody who took the trade inside my Telegram chat. If you're trying to get into my Telegram chat, man, hit me up, message me, leave a comment, say something in the chat. It's completely free. You know, I don't mind helping somebody out, especially if you're a subscriber to the channel. You can definitely, uh, you know, pop in. I got a lot of different tools that you can use. I got videos. I got different things that you can educate yourself on and do your own research on. And you can ask questions that I don't have no problem answering, man. Like I say, being able to extract any type of money out of this is golden for me. To me, in my eyes, it's just golden. So as of right now, man, we're definitely looking to see how this going to play out the rest of this session. So far, we in good. Got into a good entry. Got almost 3 hours left in this 4 hour counter. So it's a lot can happen in between now and then. As you can see, this last 4 hour counter. Last time I looked at it last night, it was going crazy. I woke up this morning and wow, it closed down here. So even though we getting this strong movement right now, it can most definitely not close. Just leave another week in this area. So, but nonetheless, we're risk free. We got our bias. Our bias is still intact. The yen is falling. I feel like it's going to come down here to this level of liquidity right here for sure. Retest this area and either make its movement back up from this level or continue to fall. That's what that's what I'm seeing right now from the yen. While we just cross this EMA right here. We got AJ, UJ. They all going, pretty much going strong right now in this in New York session gets the yen again slipping, but hey, it's still early in the session. A lot can happen between now and then. Take a look at gold. Like gold just bully. It's still bully, man. A lot of the geopolitical tensions is definitely driving gold. And the price of gold is just it's just going crazy, man. It's just going crazy. Going crazy. At this point right now, man, you could just darn near hit buy on gold, and it's just going, you know, you can get paid for real. It's crazy, and I think it is really only going to continue to get even more crazier with everything that's going on across the world, right? Yeah, it's just crazy out here right now. XRP looking like it could possibly be a nice little move. I was waiting to see how this 1 hour was going to play out, and I don't know. I think this could possibly be a nice move to the downside. And let's look at the dollar right quick. Let's see, do we got futures? See what the futures doing. Are they getting bully right now? Like they want to turn around. The main gauge is the dollar though. What they want to do, and it's retesting this EMA, so it's gonna be see if it's gonna be a struggle to see if it's gonna get up above here. That's what we want to see. If not, it could fail here and continue to go bearish. And if the dollar continue to go bearish, then we could very well see XRP or Bitcoin make a strong impulse move back up to the top side, um, for sure, for sure. So you don't want to get in too prematurely right now. Like I say, stock market only been open now for 35 minutes, so it's a lot that could change within the next few hours. We don't want to get caught up in that extra liquidity. We like to be correct. Don't mind being a little late to the trade. As long as we correct on it, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Like I say, man, being able to extract some money out of this market at any given time is purely a blessing, man. It's purely a blessing. Still got GJ going strong right now, up 40 pips. 50 if I would have got in down there, but we up a smooth 40 pips right now. Let's say I got in at like 336. So, about a cool 40. Let's take a look at stocks right quick, see what they doing, man. Energy and oil is super important right now with everything that's going on. What could possibly happen? Oil and energy is definitely still going to be, some of the, uh, it's definitely going to be some of the most volatile or important assets right now. Especially we have, even if it's just a short term conflict, war, whatever, battle, whatever you want to call it. That's important for trade. That's important to keep our economy going. That's important um, for so many different reasons to just keep a country afloat and keep your confidence in your investors, confidence in your in your citizens, right? You don't want people to get into a fear mode, panic mode, because if they do, guess what they stop doing? They start spending money. They start saving their money. They start being hesitant on how they spend their money, and that could shorten your GDP. That could, throw a ripple into uh, what's going on in your economy. It could have a domino effect on your economy. So you want to instill confidence in your, even if it's all falling down in the background, you still want to instill that confidence in your society that everything is going to be okay. Because the moment fear sets in, people start living like in that fear. People start reacting off that fear, and fear gets into like a survival mode, and you get into that survival mode. You start to have habits as if you're in a survival mode. So definitely something to keep an eye on with the oil and the energy sector. Um, could present some good opportunities for sure. Me personally, I like NEE. I've been calling NEE. I'm actually thinking I'm about to get into an option. I like 19 minutes and see how this countdown close. Like I say, it's still early. First hour of the stock market, so you don't want to get too. You don't want to get too. I don't want to get too antsy, right? Um. So yeah, we're gonna see how this countdown closes in the next 20 minutes. Might be possibly looking to take this option play and look to ride it back up to where you see this my red line up here on my chart. Right, look to get up here. Um, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be looking to do. With EE, I feel like we can definitely get up there. We had a crazy gap down, which actually did present a opportunity here when the market opened at 82.59, but the spread is just insane right now. And it's normally like that now. When the market first opens, you get a crazy spread on the stock market, but that's okay. As long as we right, so the entry does matter. I'm not gonna say that, but if you right on your, and you pick the right contract in the money option, you'll be alright. You just don't want to pick options that's out of the money. That's something that I had to learn the hard way, that I could be correct on my technical bias and still not make no money on the option. That's the crazy part about when you're playing with stocks. You can be right. You can say EEE gonna go up there and hit $86, and you can take an option call for $86 and lose the trade. I mean, well, it don't make no money on the option. You know, spread, theta, all these different things that makes up an option contract can just eat at it. Especially if the contract, for instance, is just start ranging like this, start going sideways. Yeah, all they doing is just eating the people contract. This is 4, 8, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. It's a whole week, but you was just going sideways. And then boom, dip off. And now we seeing this move. Here's we could be inside of a pullback right now at this moment, and then look to position ourselves now and possibly look to take it up. That's what I'm looking for right now for sure. NEE, and got about 16 minutes before this close. Delta, love Delta as a equity stock, to invest in for sure. Exxon is another good stock to invest in for the energy sector that you can do your own research and look into too. I like them as far as how they print, they patterns, especially Citigroup and Delta. NEE is growing on me, and so stocks, man. To make anything simple, stocks, currencies, cryptos. What you want to do is focus on particular, like, don't be trying to trade and look at everything. Find you one or two pairs that you like and just focus on those particular pairs. That's literally all you need to do when you first starting to get into this. Even after you've been into it, stay consistent. Once you find an asset pair that you like that moves how you like it to move, you have some success with it. Don't change it up. Like, don't get have all right, I can try this now. No, stick to that because you can make all the money you need to just off that one particular pair. So, you know, write that down, trade a pair or a commodity or whatever it is that you're looking at over and over consistently. Even if you don't take a trade on it, watch it. Watch how it moves every day at the end of the week, beginning of the week. Start to learn its patterns. And that kind of will start to calm those emotions that come with trading, right? Because you like, I know how it moves. I'm used to it. It moves the way that I like it to move. You having good success with it, with those particular movements, with that particular pair. It just makes things easier and more simple versus trying to learn this, trying to learn because every pair moves completely different. Every pair. So just something to think about. But yeah, man, like I say, we inside the GJ Move live, live right now. Up over about 40 pips right now on GJ. Still got 2 hours to go, man. Nice clean move right here. Back to this area. Boom. We get the bounce. We see how we get the close. I feel like we could possibly catch this whole move right here for sure. Um, yeah, that's where we at, man. GJ definitely my baby, one of my favorite pairs to trade for sure. Well, that's gonna be my time, man. My little spiel. But lock in with me, man. If y'all, you want to get in this Telegram chat that I got, message me, leave a comment, and we can get that set up for you. Till then, man. Next time, y'all be safe out here trapping in these markets, man. Peace.